there used to be this belief that, oh, you work in animation and that's a silo and live action is a completely different silo. After having this experience on Max Beyond, I think that there's a complete overlap, and everything that you learn in animation can immediately apply to live action and vice versa. Max Beyond is the story about a young boy named Max who has the ability to jump through different realities. And so if you just take that single premise of a boy can do that, the story explores what different people, different power structures, how the world would react if that ability was possible. In a nutshell, it's about a boy who just really wants to be a kid and spend time with his older brother, while all these forces around him try to exploit his ability to jump through different multiverses. There are things that you can do in Unreal and in the animated world that you cannot, it's like physically impossible to do in the live action world. For example, the stylized look of Max Beyond gives these characters this really interesting combination of it's almost like they're cel drawn, but the lighting is three-dimensional, and you can tell that each character lives in 3D space. The more we got into that world and started telling our story in that world, we came up with almost cinematic techniques that just would be impossible to replicate in real life. So that was one of those really cool aspects of it. So basically, when you jump into a scene, you have your 3D model, and at least in this production, I would bring in motion capture data for the body and motion capture data for the face and the lip syncing. You basically prop your model in the middle of a hospital lobby, for example, drag in the motion capture of him standing there, doing these hand motions, and then you drop in the lip syncing data so that he's actually speaking. And one would think that if you're bringing body mocap and facial mocap and throwing it onto a model, what is the creative freedom in that? Is that just a mechanical process? But what I actually found was it was quite liberating, and there was a certain space in which me as a director and storyteller could tweak that performance and to enhance it. And so what HaZimation did in the making of Max Beyond is they created these custom instructions that would allow me as a storyteller to tweak and override certain aspects of the body. And so what I ended up using the most were head and neck, eye lines, moving the eyebrows, other facial tweaks. And so I can go in there, and somebody just delivering a specific line of what are you doing here? I could, by moving that eyebrow slightly, or having him blink maybe twice when he's staring at somebody, or maybe he doesn't blink twice. Maybe he does one slow, long blink, and what does that mean? It gives you a level of creative freedom, one, but then as a storyteller, it helps you grow by tweaking a small handful of things. You realize how that can change the performance. It's almost akin to having your own personal actor with you and having them, act in a myriad of different ways. And it can obviously be done that way, but being able to do that with the software and controlling and tweaking that for as long as you want to, I think as a director, as an animator, you learn a lot just about how much personality can be conveyed through body language. And that's just working with that model. Now, if you add on the ability to throw in a virtual camera, change the camera settings and the camera motion, it's like a fantastic playground to actually grow and learn storytelling techniques. This really gave me an opportunity to spend some intimate time with the settings of that camera. And it even gave you the ability to do things that would seemingly be impossible in real life, where, having a fisheye lens start at 5 millimeters and then slowly turning that all the way up to 100 millimeters for a desired effect. What I really enjoyed about it was how I realized simple head tilts, changing the angles, and just having their eye line look at people like this could create such a condescending performance.
Max Beyond, available now on digital.